What if I told you that buying one small gift for my child exposed everything toxic in my family? That day wasn't meant to carry weight. It was supposed to be simple. I had just received my first real bonus from a job I fought hard to keep, long hours, quiet sacrifices, proving myself without anyone noticing. My daughter Emma was 9 when she stopped in front of a bike shop window. She didn't knock on the glass. She didn't ask right away. She just stood there, staring at a bright blue bike like it might disappear if she moved too fast. After a moment, she said softly that it looked like freedom. She didn't explain. She didn't need to. I knew exactly what she meant. Growing up, nothing in my parents' house came without strings. Approval shifted. Rules changed. And standing there watching my daughter want something so small and pure, I made myself a quiet promise. She wouldn't have to measure herself to deserve joy. I bought the bike. When the salesman rolled it out, Emma hesitated. Her hands hovered in the air. "Is it really mine?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "All of it?" On the drive home, she asked if we could stop at my parents' place. She wanted to show them. She thought maybe her grandfather would finally be proud of me, of her, of something good. I didn't argue. Children deserve hope, even when adults don't earn it. When we arrived, my father was outside. My mother watched from nearby. My sister was there too, with her son, already moving around the driveway, touching things, restless in that way kids get when they expect attention. Emma rolled the bike forward, glowing. "Grandpa," she said, "Mom bought this with her work bonus." My father's expression tightened. "A bonus," he said. "You think money buys respect now?" I tried to answer. He cut me off with a sharp look. "You don't reward children for nothing," he said. "That's how they get entitled." Then he stepped forward and slapped my daughter across the face. Not yelling, not chaos, just a sudden, humiliating strike. Emma froze, her hand flying to her cheek, confusion washing over her face. My father grabbed the bike from her hands and shoved it toward my nephew. "Take it," he said. "You'll use it better." My mother didn't step in. My sister didn't look shocked. She just turned away, irritated, like this was inconvenient. Emma didn't cry right away. She looked up at me and whispered, "Mom, can we go?" And in that moment, something inside me shut down fear, tolerance, the instinct to explain. As we drove away, my daughter asked me one question that made staying silent impossible, and it changed how I handled everything that came next. That night, I didn't sleep, not because I kept replaying the slap, but because I kept replaying the moment right after it. The second when my daughter's face changed, when confusion arrived before pain, when she realized something had crossed from unfair into unsafe. Anger kept trying to pull me back to my parents' house. It wanted noise. It wanted confrontation. It wanted me to demand apologies and force someone to admit they were wrong. But I knew my father too well. If I showed up emotional, he'd win. He always did. He fed on reaction. He turned anger into evidence that I was unstable, dramatic, incapable of control. So I stayed home. I stayed quiet. And I let something colder take over. In the morning, I woke Emma early. She was curled toward the wall, holding her stuffed bunny tight against her chest. The mark on her cheek had faded, but I noticed her fingers drift there without her realizing it. "Hey," I said gently, "we're going out today." She turned slowly. "To Grandpa's." "No," I said, "not today, not again." She didn't argue. She just nodded like part of her already knew. I took her to my friend Jenna's house. Jenna had known me long enough to recognize the look on my face. She didn't ask questions. She hugged Emma, then looked at me and said, "Take your time." When I got back in my car, my hands shook once on the steering wheel. Then they steadied. I didn't drive straight to my parents' house. I passed the park Emma wanted to ride in. I passed the bike shop window where she'd stopped the day before. I needed the anger to burn down into something useful. By the time I pulled into their driveway, it had. My father was outside, rinsing his truck like nothing had happened. From the backyard, I could hear my nephew laughing, loud, careless, uninterrupted. My father looked up, then looked back at the hose. "Didn't think you'd come back," he said. I stepped closer than he expected. "You put your hands on my daughter," I said. He shrugged, like we were discussing a minor inconvenience. "She needed to learn." No apology, no pause. I asked where the bike was. "Being used," he said, "by someone who appreciates it." And in that moment, something settled into place. He didn't think he'd crossed a line. He thought he'd enforced one. That realization mattered more than anything else he said, because it told me I wasn't dealing with regret. I was dealing with entitlement. And that meant arguing with him would change nothing. So I didn't stay outside trying to convince him. I walked into the house instead, carrying the one thing they never expected me to use. The house felt exactly the same when I walked in. Same furniture, same smell, same pressure that never lifted, just learned how to stay quiet. The kind of place where nothing ever happened, but everything mattered. My sister was at the table, scrolling on her phone like yesterday hadn't existed. Like nothing had gone wrong. She didn't look up. "What now?" she said. I didn't answer. I set my phone on the table between us and pressed play. At first, it sounded ordinary. Wind, movement, voices overlapping. Then the sound changed. The slap, not loud, not dramatic, just unmistakable. My sister stopped scrolling. My father's voice followed, firm, certain, like he was stating a rule, not doing harm. My mother's came after, dismissive in that familiar way. The room went still. My sister looked at the phone, then at me. "You recorded us," she said quietly. My mother appeared in the doorway. "Turn that off." I didn't. My father stepped in behind her. He listened for a moment, then spoke like he always did, controlled, confident. "You don't have the nerve to use that." I smiled, not because it felt good, but because he was wrong. "This isn't about making a scene," I said. "It's about facts." That slowed him down. "The bike shop has cameras," I continued. "They saw who bought it." My sister shook her head. "That doesn't prove." "It proves ownership," I said, "and it proves where it went." I showed them the neighborhood post, a short clip from that morning, my nephew writing it. Clear enough to recognize, casual enough to be real, no one spoke. "I've already shared copies," I said. "I'm not hiding anything." That's when the shift happened. Not panic, not shouting, calculation, because they understood something new. I wasn't here to argue. I was here because I had options. They thought this was about the bike, but standing there, I realized the real decision wasn't what I would take back. It was what I would no longer allow. No one spoke right away. The silence wasn't empty. It was busy, full of calculations, consequences, the sudden awareness that this wasn't something they could talk their way out of. My father broke it first. "Fine," he said, curt and final. "Take the bike." I didn't move, not because I wanted more, but because returning it wasn't the end of this. "Where is it?" I asked. "In the garage," he said, already turning. I followed. My mother and sister came after us, quiet in a way I'd never seen before. Not defensive, not angry, just careful. When the garage door opened, the bike sat there under the light. It was recognizable, but changed. Scratches along the frame, dirt ground into the tires. One handle grip torn, no one rushed to explain. "It's just a bike," my father said finally. I shook my head once. "It was her first." That landed. Not as an accusation, as a fact. My father looked at the damage again, longer this time, then at my sister. "This gets fixed," he said, not loudly, not angrily. "Now." My sister opened her mouth like she might argue, then stopped. She nodded once and went to get supplies. I stepped back toward the doorway. This wasn't something I needed to oversee. It wasn't something I needed to witness. What mattered was that it was happening. I stayed near the door while the bike was cleaned and adjusted. No commentary, no instructions, just the quiet sound of someone undoing what they shouldn't have done. When it was finished, the bike looked close enough to know that a child wouldn't notice what had been lost. My father glanced at me, waiting. "Good," I said. Then I added the part that mattered most. "And she's going to apologize." That's when the room changed again, because fixing an object was one thing, but owning harm was something they had never practiced. The room didn't rush to fill the silence. My sister stood where she was, hands folded, eyes lowered, not in shame exactly, but in uncertainty. Like someone realizing the rules had shifted and not knowing where to stand anymore. "I'm sorry," she said. It wasn't loud. It wasn't polished. It didn't come with explanations or excuses. After a pause, she added, "I shouldn't have touched it, and I shouldn't have said what I said." That was all. No tears, no speech. No request to be forgiven. I nodded once. I didn't ask her to explain herself. I didn't correct her tone. I didn't push for more. This wasn't about extracting remorse or watching someone prove they understood. It was about naming what happened and leaving it there. I picked up the bike. My mother took a half step forward, like she might say something, then stopped. My father stayed where he was. He didn't apologize. He didn't argue. He just watched, measuring something I no longer needed to be part of. At the door, I turned back once. "This doesn't happen again," I said. "Not to her, not to me." No threat, no explanation, just a boundary. Outside, the air felt lighter, not because anything had been fixed, but because something had ended. When I reached Jenna's house, Emma ran out as soon as she saw the bike. Her face opened up in that unguarded way children have when the world feels safe again. "You got it back," she said. "Yes," I told her, "and it's staying with you." She didn't ask what happened. She didn't need the details. As she rode down the sidewalk, laughing, I understood the most important part hadn't been getting the bike back. It was deciding what we were no longer willing to return to. And this time, we didn't.